Hi children, welcome back to my channel. This is Quadrilaterals for Standard 8 and this is part 2. In my previous part, I had covered the properties related to the angle sum property and the exterior angle property related to quadrilaterals. So now we are going to learn the various different types of quadrilaterals, and this is a very important chapter. So if you are thorough with the concept, then it will be very easy for you in your next standard, because we will be covering lot of theorems in parallelograms in standard 9. So try to understand it thoroughly. Please keep watching 2-3 times so that you understand all the properties of the various parallelograms. So quadrilaterals, as you know, it is a four-sided polygon. Under quadrilaterals comes 3 varieties, that is, one is parallelogram, then another is trapezium, the next is kite. So under parallelogram comes rectangle, square and rhombus. So we will do all the varieties separately. We will I'll explain to you the properties of the parallelogram. So now the opposite sides are parallel. That means these two sides are parallel and these two sides are parallel. So you can say AB is parallel to CD and AD is parallel to BC. Then you have opposite sides are equal. So opposite sides are equal. So that is AB is equal to CD and BC is equal to AD. So basic property of a parallelogram is, just if you have, it's a quadrilateral whose opposite sides are parallel, that is, this is parallel and this is parallel, then it becomes a parallelogram and all other properties will automatically be equal. So what are those properties? What are those properties? That is, opposite sides will be equal. If it becomes a parallelogram, then the opposite sides will be equal. Then the diagonals bisect each other. So diagonal means AC and BD are diagonals. If a diagonal is a line segment joining the opposite vertices. So B and D, BD and AC are the diagonals. They bisect each other. Bisect means dividing into two equal parts. So AC will divide this diagonal. So that means OD is equal to BC and this diagonal will bisect AC. So AO will be equal to OC. That is what? Bisect each other. So that means AO is equal to OC and BO is equal to OD. So diagonals bisect each other. Now opposite angles are equal. That means angle A, that is DAB, is equal to angle DCB. So suppose I am drawing a figure like this. A, B, C and D. So opposite angles are equal. Angle A equal to angle C and angle B equal to angle D. Now adjacent angles are supplementary. Adjacent angles means the angles which are next to each other. A and B are adjacent angles. A and D are adjacent. B and C are adjacent. C and D are adjacent. So they are supplementary. So supplementary means it will add up to 180. That is one of the property of parallel lines. So AD and BC are parallel lines, we know. So AB will become the transversal. So these two will become co-interior angles. So co-interior angles are supplementary in two parallel lines. So these are parallel lines. So these angles are supplementary. So angle A plus angle B equal to 180. Angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 because these two are also parallel. So these two will become co-interior angles. So they are supplementary. Similarly, angle C plus angle D is equal to 180 and angle A plus angle D equal to 180 degrees. So, these are the basic properties of a parallelogram. Now, in this parallelogram, we have rectangle, square and rhombus. So, these are special type of parallelograms. All these properties of parallelogram hold good for these three. Apart from these properties, you have some extra properties which make them unique, which make them distinct. So, rectangle, square and rhombus have some more two or three extra properties. So, we will discuss that. So, hope this is clear, these 5 properties of the parallelogram. Yes, the different type of parallelograms are rectangle, rhombus and square. As I had mentioned, all the properties just what we discussed just now hold good for all these 3. Apart from that, the extra properties which make them distinct are these. For a rectangle, you have already know about rectangle, the opposite sides are equal and the angles are 90. So, all angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D are 90 degrees. So, it is all angles are 90. The diagonals are equal. That is very important. That is AC is equal to BD. In a parallelogram, the diagonals need not be equal. They only bisect each other, but the lengths need not be equal. But in a rectangle, the diagonals are equal. If the diagonals are equal, then you can say it is either a rectangle or square. You will be learning about square also now here. So, this is how you identify what type of parallelogram it is. So, here it is, the diagonals are equal, that is AC is equal to BD, and we already know that the diagonals bisect each other. Therefore, all these 4 segments are going to be equal. Since AC is equal to BD, in a normal parallelogram, all the 4 are not equal, only these 2 will be equal and these 2 will be equal. But since the diagonals are equal, all the 4 segments are going to be equal. So, we have AO is equal to OC equal to OB equal to OD. So, here if you see, all these will be equal. So, these are the extra properties of a rectangle, that is the angles are 90 and the diagonals are equal. Now, coming to rhombus. So, rhombus is all the 4 sides are equal. In a rectangle, only the opposite side, these 2 are equal and these 2 are equal. But in rhombus, all the 4 sides are equal and the diagonals bisect at right angles. That means this angle is 90 degrees. The diagonals are not equal here. If you say diagonals are not equal. So, all sides are equal means AD equal to CD is equal to BC is equal to AB. So, here angle AOD is equal to 90 degrees. So, automatically all the other angles also will become 90. Now, the diagonals are not equal, but the diagonals bisect. So, diagonals bisect at right angles, bisect each other at right angles. Now, coming to square. In square also, you already know that all the 4 sides are equal and all the angles are, these 2 properties already you know. Like rectangle, opposite sides are equal and the angles are 90. In square, all the 4 sides are equal and the angles are 90. So, here AB equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to AD. Now, here also the diagonals are equal. So, in rectangle and square, the diagonals are equal. So, AC is equal to BD. So from this you can again say all the 4 segments are going to be equal. So from this you can say AO is equal to OC equal to OB equal to OD. Now here diagonals bisect at right angles. So here these is going to be 90. So angle COD is equal to 90 degrees. So you have some properties of rhombus and some properties of one property of rectangle, that is diagonals are equal. Here diagonals bisected right angles. So here also diagonals bisected right angles. So you have to be thorough. You should not get confused with the properties. Then your whole problem will become wrong. So as we do more problems, you will understand the properties thoroughly. So you are clear. Hope you are clear with these rectangle, rhombus, and square. Now we will be going to trapezium and kite. Now coming to trapezium. So this is not a parallelogram. So for a parallelogram, you need both the opposite sides, both pair of opposite sides has to be parallel. But in a trapezium, you have only one pair of sides as parallel. So that is what is the difference between a trapezium and a parallelogram. Trapezium, parallelogram, kite are all quadrilaterals. Under quadrilaterals comes parallelogram, trapezium and kite. So here in this, CD is parallel to AB. Only one pair of sides are parallel. So AB is parallel to CD. Now we have under trapezium we have isosceles trapezium. Here the basic property holds good here also. AB is parallel to CD. Now the non-parallel sides are equal. So if it is not equal, then it is just a trapezium. If the non-parallel sides are equal, then it is known as the isosceles trapezium, similar to what we have isosceles triangle. So these are equal. So AD is equal to BC. Now we have for isosceles trapezium we have few more properties like angle A, that is DAB. Suppose I draw like this. ABCD. So angle A is equal to angle B and angle C is equal to angle D. And then the diagonals are equal, that is AC is equal to BD. So they do not bisect each other the way it is in parallelogram. So just the diagonals are equal. Now coming to kite. In a kite you have these two sides are equal and these two sides are equal. It is not opposite. These two adjacent sides are equal. These two adjacent sides are equal. So AD equal to CD and AB equal to BC. Now if you see the figure, the diagonals are not equal, but the diagonals intersect at and they do not bisect each other also. So they intersect at right angles. That is one property, that is angle AOD is equal to 90 degrees. Automatically all the other 4 angles also is going to be 90 degrees. Then the longer diagonal, this will bisect the smaller diagonal. That means AO is equal to OC. So these are equal. AO equal to OC. The longer diagonal will bisect the smaller diagonal, but they intersect at right angle at 90 degrees. Now the diagonal BD bisects angle B and D. So this diagonal will bisect, that means suppose I write this as angle 1 and this is angle 2, angle 3 and angle 4. So I can say angle 1 is equal to angle 2 and angle 3 is equal to angle 4. 1 equal to 2 and 3 equal to 4. Then BAD, this is the full angle, is equal to BCD. This you can prove using SSS congruence. Consider these two triangles. This is equal to this is equal to this, and this is common side. So SSS, we can say both the triangles are congruent. Therefore, angle A will be equal to angle C. So these two are equal, and similarly these two will be equal, these two will be equal. That's how we are able to prove these. Here we got these two are equal, but ADC is not equal to ABC. So that is very important. You should not get confused with these angles. So these two angles are equal, but these two angles are not equal, but the diagonal will bisect the angle. So 1 equal to 2 and 3 equal to 4. So hope you are clear with all the properties. So please learn these properties thoroughly. So I'll see you with problems in my next video. So keep watching, keep practicing. If you like it, please share it with your friends and leave your comment. So bye for now.